Twitch, yes, I would be there for it. I would totally be there for it, Phil. I've seen worse DJ channels. Good. I'm going to take this, and then I'm just going to make you a little bit bigger, Crusher, because I have the world's most giant face cam screen. And I always feel bad because everybody's smaller than me. So you did. You had streamed today. What time did you go on? Okay. Good. Got a lot of racing in. Was it all Speedstorm? Nice. Yeah, like I said, I went in there and everything was just popping. It was crazy.
Yeah, today was wild. There's a lot of people here today. We even had a hype train. I don't see those too often. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it got out of control. What was it, level 4, level 5, right up there?
Level 5. Yeah.
That was the worst backhanded compliment ever, but thanks. Since I got channel head rocking, let me tell you, the channel was blasting. I had your whole channel head rocking. You absolutely did, man. That was 100% a compliment. I would be all over that channel. Here we go. Happy birthday, Jedi. Yeah, happy birthday, Jedi.
Happy birthday, Jedi. Hello, chat. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day.
Good. This is all. I want to make sure all my audio's right to the VODs there. That's what we always get yelled at for. And then, since that's all right, yeah, went out to see Depeche Mode last night for his birthday. It looked like an amazing concert.
Nice.
Here.
Awesome.
And then we go over here and we put on the good boy music. So we don't get in trouble. But we don't crank it. So that should be fine. Jedi Gothic, he should trade songs privately sometimes. Let me tell you, I'm all over Jedi Gothic's Spotify. Jedi Gothic has an amazing Spotify. He's got a super cool Instagram. He's got stuff. I keep asking him to do the Jedi Gothic ShoreShow. That would be the next move. Shout out to Crusher. Shout out to Zuzu. You guys killing it. Look at all the Christmas songs. All right, so everything's set up. Everything's good. Everything looks good. Then we can start. Camera. Thank you. And welcome, everybody, to the ShoreShow. The ShoreShow is your show where we take viewers just like you, bring them here to the Shore House. They have a seat on the big, red, comfy couch, and we get to know them a little bit better and share with the community. Today, my guest is WGCrusher. How you doing, Crusher?
I'm doing good, and thank you for inviting me. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a long time. I mean, it was months ago we first came up with the idea for the Crusher ShoreShow. So I'm glad to finally be able to make it happen.
Yeah, me too.
How comfy is the couch? Fluffy wants to know.
Oh, like, I'm actually just blown away. Like, this might be the nicest couch I've been on. It's beautiful.
Huge. And a lot of people comment on the pillows. Not only do they have the Art Deco pillows, you know what I mean, over there, but it matches the little club chair.
There's just so much space.
Little touches
so much
like
room
that.
for activity.
I see, Crusher, you know what that tray's for on the ottoman, right? It's not for wine glasses or whatever that little circle thing is. But I know when you come over to Janu's Shore House, just like when you come over and visit WGCrusher up there in the Great White North, you sit down on the couch and there's a tray on the ottoman, right? Because you show hospitality to your friends, am I right?
That's right.
There, so I got a tray on my ottoman.
That's all. There you go. You spoiled me.
There we go. Anything for my guests. Anything my guests need, they have. So we'll get it started off the way we usually get it started off, traditionally on the ShoreShow. I asked my guests first, these first two questions. When did you get started? You touched about this a little bit on your stream. When did you get started playing video games? And when did you become WGCrusher?
Okay, so I started playing games really, really young. I was not even able to read yet. And the only reason why I know that is my mom loves telling the story of how I taught myself how to read by playing Final Fantasy 3 US or Final Fantasy 6. That was the game I was playing all the time as a child. I had a whole bunch of other games too, but that one was my favorite.
Final Fantasy.
And I played it, exactly, yeah, Final Fantasy 6. I played it so much that, like, even before I could, like, read and know exactly what was going on, I just kind of memorized where to go just by hitting every single button in every single space and slowly teaching myself how to play a game. So I didn't know what people were saying. I was just, like, clicking past them. I was talking to different people. I was running around the map completely random. When they would say, hey, go to this cave, I didn't know what they were saying. So I was just kind of like, oh, maybe we're done talking to you, and running around completely randomly. And that was my first gaming experience.
Then later on, you had to go back and figure out what the actual story was, right? And then were you shocked when you figured out the story, or did you kind of...
Well, what would happen is I would constantly get stuck all the time because I'd be like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'd restart the game. I'd restart the game over and over and over and over, probably hundreds of times before I actually managed to necessarily make any new progress. And eventually reading kind of came along with it, I think. You know, I just learned bits and pieces here and there.
Right, it reminds me when we were kids, like my baby sister, we would try to get her to go fetch cartridges. You know, and she couldn't read, she wasn't old enough, so we kind of had to like teach her. Like, no, the one that begins with the A. And she's like, I don't know what an A is, I'm 3. You know, but it was like she kind of learned to read by, hey, go get us Mega Man, go get us Zelda, go get us whatever. My Instagram is Jedi Gothic, and that's an invite for anyone. The Instagram is incredible. It's all the vibes. It's the food. It's the music. Are you on Instagram, Crusher?
I do have a private one, but I've been meaning to make like a public one at some point.
There you go.
One day we'll get there.
So Final Fantasy was it, and I know a lot of people when they come on the ShoreShow, they tell this story of this journey, how they played games. They were Nintendo kids. Most of us were Nintendo kids growing up. Trash Panda! He still can't read.
Well played, Panda. And then as for where I got my name, that came much, much later. I got the name Crusher when I first started playing World of Warcraft. This is when I was probably like 13, maybe 12.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first character I made was an Orc Hunter. It's basically what I played the entirety of when I played World of Warcraft way back when. And I was like, man, I need a good name for an orc. And I actually tried naming myself Smasher, and that name was taken. Oh. I was like, what do we do? Crusher. Oh, perfect. That name wasn't taken. Nailed it. I've just been Crusher ever since.
So you were kind of like working your way through the WWF Demolition characters. So if Smash and Crush didn't work, then you were going to be Axer. Like that was the only
Something
one.
Like
you
that.
You didn't want to be Axer, but
we were just going to keep thinking of like a onomatopoeia that means to like bonk. We might have been Bonko. I don't know. Bonker. And then we just add an ER to it. And then as for the WG, just a huge group of friends all got together and was like, hey, let's just put a clan in front of a tag in front of our name. Okay. So we kind of made a group. We called it Wrath Gaming, and WG just kind of stuck. Even though that a lot of those people in that group don't play anymore, there's still a few that do, and we just had WG in our name ever since.
That's awesome.
Like me and my brother.
Wrath Gaming then. No, I mean, I've seen that a lot with names. I see a lot of people do that with names, and I did a little of that with my name too. When I first came on, my first Twitch name was Johnny Hive, and Hive was a Swoga guild that I belonged to for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And then after that, it was Johnny CCD, which was Cozy Chubby Dolphins, which was the Disney Sorcerer's Arena guild that I belonged to.
Cool.
And then I got sick of changing my Twitch name every time I started a new video game. So now I just use Johnny Wave 56. But That's my area code. When right, that's the 856. And Jersey people recognize it. I had somebody from North Jersey in a stream yesterday recognize it right away, and they were like, "You're from Jersey." You know what I mean? So that works.
That's cool.
It's my clan,
The
aka
Jersey
a guild. Best friends we met on the net. Because yeah, I told you, me and Dunk met playing a Disney game.
That's awesome. I mean, that's how I met you, was through Dunk.
Was through Dunk. The
It's
Disney
crazy how that all
Speedstorm
those connections.
Spectacular, which was pretty much one of the biggest events of the year. Now, we were in on early access. We were in as soon as you could touch it. But tell me how you found Disney Speedstorm and how you started playing.
So yeah, it was day one, and I found out about the game literally like 2 days before early access began. I can't remember how I found out about it. I think it was like either a video or like it popped up on my Steam somehow, I think.
Okay.
Whether it was like, hey, popular upcoming games or somewhere I saw it, and I was like, oh, I like Mario Kart. I haven't played Mario Kart since I was a kid, but and I was kind of at the time I was like, I kind of looking for a new game. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna try out some random games, and I tried out Speedstorm, and I've basically been hooked ever since. So yeah, I still play a bunch of other variety games, but Speedstorm's been my main slice ever since it came out.
And do pretty well in it still.
Yep.
Top ranked?
Yeah, we pretty high. I think I'm ranked like 14 or 15 right now, but every season I'm usually right around that top 10 since season 1.
That's awesome. So you're right there in it. Yeah, Phil says I met you during Fall Guys before my system died. But it is a lot of those community games. This is how it started. Like for us, it was Darkspark. Darkspark's like a Disney game nerd. He was a big like Disney Infinities player. It was all those games. We met him playing Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So when this came out, the Disney Speedstorm, I was streaming Mario Kart at the time. And he was like, this is best of both worlds. Now, was it the Disney or it was the race? It sounds like it was the racing more than the Disney that appealed to you. But you're a dad too.
Yeah.
So you get the Disney in the house all the time with the kid?
Yeah, we don't watch a lot of Disney yet. She's still so young that we don't watch a ton of movies. She doesn't really have the attention span.
Good.
But the few movies that we have done has mostly been like Ghibli movies, like Howl's Moving Castle and other things like that. Just
Keep it
all
simple
the stuff that's
for
on
now.
Netflix for now. But I loved Disney growing up. That's the truth. When I wasn't gaming, I was watching Disney movies when I was really little.
And what was your era then? Like what was your like peak Disney era?
What were the movies that we were watching all the time? So I was watching like Aladdin. I was watching like Jungle Book. I was watching Hercules was one of my favorites.
Okay.
Anastasia was one of my favorites. There was a lot, but those are the ones I like. They come off the top of my head of ones I watched a boatload.
Oh, they're gonna make a new Frozen Zuzu. That's just printing money. And SNES Disney was the golden age. Yeah, because they had so much of it. Like I said, you had your big three, you had your Lion King, Little Mermaid, you had your Aladdin. But there were so many other ones. I mean, it was just so much to pick from. Dad, can we go to the cinema and watch the new Disney movie? Hey, Frey, you know, back in the day, your daddy was top 10 in Disney Speedstorm.
There you go. Yeah, it'll be good. So like the Disney part didn't necessarily isn't what brought me to Disney Speedstorm, but it didn't turn me off from it either. I like Disney, so.
So it was the racer thing, and you would connect it to like Mario Kart. I know we've seen a lot of other different like racer games. Now there's a ton of them ever since Speedstorm came out. There was a huge one. But I think like what we did was like when me and Spark and Dunk found it, we said this is a game that would be great to play with friends. Like in other words, like I could see a lobby full of people Like we do with Fall Guys, like we do with Dead by Daylight, like we do with a lot of these other community games that we play. And we could see this as a community game. And Dunk had the vision to turn it into a tournament. And the tournaments were huge. And it wasn't just huge for the game. I think it was like, for the year, I think it was pretty much the biggest event that Disney Speedstorm had, was those every Saturday tournaments at Dunk's. But it was huge for the community, because everybody the whole Speedstorm community got to gather and talk to each other and hang out all at one place. And you saw these amazing friendships build. And that was what got me interested, because like I had seen it happen before with other Disney games. Like the one that me and Duncan Darkspark started playing. You get a different kind of people, and I could see it happening with you guys. When Cy and Zuzu were on, we were talking about it. When Cedric was on, we were talking about it. And I heard you talking about it a little bit today. There's something special about those Disney game communities.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't speak for the other Disney communities, but there's something special about this game. And now, whether it's because it's a Disney game, whether it's just we just got the right people, or I don't know what it is, but I've never seen a game that has as much of the players actually interacting with the community in a positive way. You know, like everyone's jumping in each other's chats, everyone's hanging out, everyone's showing love.
Everyone's streaming now.
Incredible.
Everyone's streaming.
Everyone's streaming. Yeah, you can go through like the top, like I can go play like 10 games of Speedstorm, and in every game just about I'm going to see someone else that in my games, in my lobbies, that I know, I hang out with, I talk to, because that's just how many of the players are interactive in the community. And I've never experienced that in the game before. It's bewildering. It's amazing.
Yeah, and like I said, and it sounds familiar, but again, the group that kind of travels from stream to stream to stream, because I'll see there's morning Speedstorm streamers, there's afternoon, there's a lot of overseas ones. You know what I mean? So that's it. It's a very blended community internationally. Yeah,
it is, and it's great that it has like such a diverse community, but everyone's on the same page of just wanting the community to grow and show love.
Phil says, I can play mobile games again, and I have no friends. Again? So what did you used to play? What was your mobile game of choice? Because I know, like the big three that we always talk about was Galaxy Heroes was the Star Wars one, Marvel Strike Force was the Marvel one, and then Disney Sorcerer's Arena was the Disney one. Now there's a Lord of the Rings one now that's pretty similar, but it's the same thing, that turn-based collector's hero kind of thing. And that was the weird thing that we saw with Disney Speedstorm. As soon as Disney Speedstorm came out, then there was like 5 other kart racers that used different IPs. Like now you had a Nickelodeon one where you were racing around as SpongeBob, and you had like all these other kart racers that were trying to kind of duplicate what Disney Speedstorm did.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I never got into any of them just because Speedstorm kind of locked in for me. Besides Disney Speedstorm, the last like racing game I really played was Mario Kart Double Dash.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even really say I'm much of a racing gamer. It's just I loved Mario Kart Double Dash growing up. I played that game a boatload. Me, my brother, both my brothers, the three of us would play together all the time. So I've always had like a love for kart racers, but because I gravitate to playing games with like my close group of friends, I never really got into playing on my Switch very much, so I didn't get to play much of the new Mario Kart. But then I saw this, and I was like, oh, this is like, it's a PC game,
right?
And it's racing. So I got me and a few friends and into the game, and yeah, and I guess this racing game I love, but I never played the Nickelodeon one. I never played the DreamWorks one. I don't think I've ever played a Need for Speed game.
Yeah.
I'm not even much of a racing game
or anything like that.
Never played Forza, any of them. Yeah, I missed all those. So me getting into a racing game is actually kind of a newer thing for me, but I love this one.
Yeah. And it's funny, the community's got to be a huge part about it, because like I said, I heard this over and over again, where It wasn't necessarily kart racing. It wasn't necessarily Disney. It wasn't necessarily anything else. I think it was just like the people, the friends made the games more fun.
100%. And that's how I kind of get into games. Like, as fun as a game could be, if it's just me playing it on my own, I don't even play it that much. Like, another game that I really love is Baldur's Gate 3. I think that game is truly one of the best games ever made. And yet I don't find myself ever really playing it unless it's my group getting together weekly.
Okay.
I do have a single player file, but I barely touched it. Because unless I'm playing with friends or like streaming is nice for that too, because I can play games by myself, but I'm not really playing by myself. I'm interacting with my community and talking to chat as much as I'm playing the game. So I don't really feel like I'm playing a game by myself.
Right.
And
they're
that's
always
what
ready
gets me
to
hooked
jump
with the
in and
games.
play with you too.
Exactly. I'm constantly playing with the people I'm talking to, and it's that community that gets me staying on a game and loving it. And honestly, if it weren't for the community, I doubt I would still be playing Disney Speedstorm. I like the game, but like I always am looking for something new, looking for something different.
Right, because you even stream
but
other games sometimes. Tell me about some of the other games that you've been streaming.
Yeah, absolutely. So like weekly, I do Baldur's Gate. I do that every Thursday night. So if later tonight, we'll be doing that. And that's just me and three of my good friends getting together and just doing full role play and playing the game. That's been a ton of fun. I also have been playing Teamfight Tactics, which is like built out of the League of Legends client, but it's more of like a chess game where you're kind of picking units and you're trying to build the strongest chessboard to fight the other players that are building their strongest chessboard. That's kind of what the base of that game is. And then a bunch of other little variety games. I've just been kind of picking up random things. I was looking forward to the day after, but I was going to wait till I heard it from Dunk and Panda. They were both going to get the game and play.
Mm-hmm.
But both of them aren't saying too hot things of that, so we might find something different.
Yeah, well, what happened, when something comes out, like, right away, like, there's always that, it's weird. So, like, we've been playing Payday 2. And it's me, and it's Darkspark, and it's D-Crew, and it's Sardor, and it's a bunch. We got a little posse now. We're not playing Payday 3 because Payday 3 just came out, and it's weird. It's buggy, it's hard to load, it's whatever. But by the time we exhaust Payday 2, then Payday 3 will probably be ready. It'll be cooked, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You have to deal with
A lot of games do that nowadays.
Hey, good to see you, good to see you. Hope you have an awesome stream today. I'm having a great time. I hope you're having a good day, too. Shout out for Dunk. You would also love Warhammer Rogue Trader if you love Baldur's Gate 2. And I know Dr. Whitecat and Sardor, who are in here, they were playing Baldur's Gate, and it whet their appetite to do a D&D thing. And then they were getting together once a month and doing Dungeons & Dragons streams.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Dungeons & Dragons myself.
Yeah.
I have a weekly group that we get together. Every 2 weeks we get together on Sundays.
Okay.
And we play that privately. But it's I've been playing D&D for most of my life, actually. I love D&D. But I've always been the DM.
Okay. Crush's boss.
There's always that one guy. Yeah, that's right. But I've always been the guy who has to be the DM and get the game together. And I haven't been running one for a while, but I'm finally a player in one, and I love that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. So the D&D included, it's not just video games, board games too.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing. That's probably my number one hobby besides gaming, is I love board games. In fact, behind me,
stacks and stacks
stacks. I wonder if I can move it so you guys can see.
Ooh.
That's all just like board games.
Look at that.
And I have another pile on the other side. I have another whole bunch in boxes as well. But I have like thousands of dollars spent in board games. I love board games. It's like a huge passion of mine.
So they want to know, what's your favorite?
My favorite board game is a game called Arcadia Quest.
Okay.
It's so good. It's basically you guys know old school Bomberman, where you kind of have like the 4 different players start in 4 different corners of the map, and they kind of battle their way in, and last one standing wins kind of is the idea.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
Kind of classic Bomberman. It's kind of like that, except for every single player has a team of 3 adventurers, and they're all trying to kind of complete a quest that's generally in the middle of the board. They can fight each other, they can fight the monster, and the first one to kind of complete the quest wins.
Okay.
And you kind of build up your characters in a campaign style. It's very fun. Very expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
That's a lot of minis.
But a lot of this stuff, even though like, I have friends that are into Pokemon, I have friends that are really into Magic the Gathering, you know, a lot of these other games. I know, did you ever see one of my mods, Crush Coil? She's got a board game room that's like, it's just similar. Like, it's like a giant bookshelf room, or somebody would have like a DVD room, like just like wall to ceiling. I know Johnny D, shout out Johnny D, he's got a Lego room. He's got a Lego Batmobile.
That's I would love to get like a board game room set up. That's in the plans one day. It won't be at this place, but hopefully when our next place we're thinking about buying, and then that'll be in the plans. We'll have like a room set aside for kind of board games and having friends over, and set up the board game cave.
Yes.
As my vote for man cave.
No, I love it. That's great. And yeah, because we talked about this. This is like, this month is the Canadian invasion for the Shore Show, right? So we have all our Canadian friends on this month. You're up there. What part of Canada are you at, Crusher?
I'm in southern Alberta.
Okay.
So I'm actually like really close to the border of the States.
Nice. And have you lived there your whole life?
No, I have been here for the past 10 years, but I used to live in BC. I spent most of my life in BC. In southern BC, also really close to the border.
Yeah.
That was in like a tiny town, BC.
I think just about everybody I've met who lives in Canada lives really close to the border.
It's pretty common. That's where a lot of, because you start going too far north in Canada, it starts getting pretty darn close to uninhabitable. Well, at least not a place you'd want to live in. So,
right.
The southern parts of Canada are still pretty chill.
Hey, Tripod, how you doing?
Where I live in Canada, it has basically not snowed. It snowed a little bit in 1 week in October. And it's been a really unusual year because usually it snows before Halloween, and we just kind of have snow until, April, May, maybe. But we actually don't have snow right now, which is wild.
No snow.
It's been a good year.
See, we haven't had snow here for the last 2 years. And then they keep promising this is the year that we're going to get whooped. And we keep getting teased. Like it comes down off the Great Lakes, you know what I mean? Down through like Ohio and Pennsylvania. And we got like little flurries today. But I know Johnny's in upstate Pennsylvania. He got a lot more.
Yeah, it's been an unusual year. That's for sure. But I'm not going to complain, I don't really care for the snow a whole bunch. I'm living in the wrong place. But I don't really love shoveling. I don't really love people driving around, sliding around on the road. I'm not concerned for my driving, but
Right.
There's a lot of people that don't necessarily drive with winter tires when they should.
Daddy, you have to go into work or you work from home?
I do 3 days a week at a shoe store. It's more like a medical side of shoe sales, where I'm selling shoes primarily to like help people's feet, as opposed to like I don't sell big brands like Adidas and Nike and stuff.
Right. No, we should talk about this because again, I spend my whole life on my feet. Not only do I have my standing desk at home, but I cut hair for a living. So when I'm there, like it's every day is 10,000 steps around a chair.
You're on your feet all day long. That's basically what my clients are. It's either people that are on their feet all day long. Yeah. Yeah, that's a common thing. Yeah, so I work with like podorthists and stuff. So I work with people that like make custom insoles and things like that. And that's where a lot of what my what I'm dealing with is like the Dorthic shoes and things like that.
Zuzu making a splash. Dude's got unlimited channel points. Like, really does. Just splashing it up the whole time. I love it. Pressing all the buttons. But yeah, Dunk's like, I don't use winter tires. I just dunk and go nuts.
I mean, a lot of people don't. And not
Right.
everyone that doesn't is the issue. It's the people that are the issue that should take every measure that they can to, protect themselves. Not everyone's going to be a great driver. So preferably the ones that aren't great drivers, if they could
Right.
just take the safety measures, it would make me feel better.
Right. Well, in Jersey, when it snows, then you just put the little handle on the steering wheel, you know, the little knob, and you just switch to that. You just drive with that, and you just like the forklift.
Yeah.
I got quite a few forklift drivers that are in my community too. I can think of like 2 or 3 right off the top of my head. But I think that's the way to
There you
go.
go.
You just kind of. What I feel bad for is people that live in like really mountainous areas. People like West Virginia or Pittsburgh, where like every road is just at like an impossible angle. And then when the snow comes, it's just like treacherous death. People down here in Georgia, when it rains, everyone loses their mind, and it rains every day. So everyone's just constantly in a state of insane.
Yeah, it's kind of like here too. It's except for it's just snow in our case.
It's just snow.
So it's the same kind of idea. Just add some ice to it. But there's still plenty of people that just have no idea what's going on.
What's up,
You get
Captain
used to it, though.
D-Crew? It's not raining.
Compared to where,
yeah,
there you go. Compared to where I used to live, it's pretty easy though. Like where I live in southern Alberta, it's relatively flat.
Okay.
You know, there's some hills, but where I used to live in BC, it was like if you go off the road, that means you're probably going off like a cliff, and it's just so people drive a little bit more carefully. Here, if you go off the road, you just go into like a ditch maybe, or if you're unlucky, or you go into a field and you just drive back onto the road.
Take a nap.
People don't really take it as seriously, I think. But it's also just far less dangerous in general.
A forklift and a multi-axle certified. The bigger they are, the better I drive, and that's done. We just need to get them like the giant exoskeleton, where it's just like Dunk in this giant metal robot.
The Dunk Gundam.
The Dunk Gundam. Now you're talking. But that's awesome. No, I love the shoe thing, and you're doing the shoe thing 3 days. No, I love the shoe thing because, like I said, I spend a lot of time on my feet. A lot of people, they got issues and stuff like that, but you just walk them flat.
Yeah, I deal with that a lot. Primarily, like I'm dealing with people who they're dealing with some sort of foot pain.
Okay.
So whether they're dealing with like pain in their heel, pain in their arches, sometimes even like up to their knees and like hips and stuff. A lot of times I can like address
Dunkbot 4000.
based on some of the equipment, like based on address what their problem is with their walk or their gait, and then I can find like a shoe or some sort of modification to those shoes that could help them. I deal with a lot of people who have like neuropathy or diabetes and things like that too, and like we modify shoes to like help with that.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, because that's a big thing I know with diabetes. Like we have, like you go to Rite Aid and they have the little machine where you kind of like you step on the mat and they analyze your feet and then they just tell you to buy inserts, and they're like $15 and you're like, okay, I'll try it. And like maybe they help, maybe they don't. But no, it's good that people get good help because, like I said, I know I'm on my feet all the time, and it really does do a lot for you. Now, the rest of the time you're doing the stream, right? What we call Stoner Dad Gaming, right? With WGCrusher.
Yeah.
Now, how long have
it's just a good combination of both.
Good combination of both. I agree. But how long have you been doing the stream now?
I've been streaming since I think I started in May, if I remember correctly. I'll have to go pull up my exact day for like my uh, affiliate
Yeah, because it
anniversary.
sneaks up on you. I'm looking next
It's
month
coming up.
at my 2 year. And believe me, I had no idea. The mods told me, and I turned around and went, what? It
Yeah,
sneaks
I
up
think
fast.
I think it's in the beginning of May or the end of April. It's something right around in there. Now technically I've been streaming for like a few years, but that was before I was an affiliate. And I wasn't really streaming. It'd be like, hey, once a month I might turn my stream on for a few friends, and if some other people jump in, then hello, you know. But it was mostly just like me streaming to just a few friends, and it's like, hey, check out this game.
So this is
an easy way
before
to show you guys how
Speedstorm.
to do it. Way before Speedstorm, yeah. And I do have I had like a few random clips before that I made just to like throw off to like friends in like a game or something, but I wasn't really streaming. I spent more time, and then once Discord became like a big thing, I was just doing the exact same thing, but just streaming privately to a few friends on Discord all the time. But then with Speedstorm, it just came as like one day I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do like one stream on Speedstorm and just like show off the game, you know. And it really was just me doing the same thing, just like hanging out with a few friends. But then with Speedstorm, a lot of other people jumped in, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. Talking and meeting all these people and hanging out, and it just kind of took off from there, like very quickly. Like after I started streaming Speedstorm, I think I hit affiliate like 2 weeks later,
Right.
and then it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, and what was interesting that I noticed, like I said, with the Speedstorm community, a lot of them were super ready to jump on Twitch and start playing. And we would see a lot of them, and a lot of them were up there, no cam, no mic, you know, they're talking in chat, like this kind of thing. And I think that's what you were doing when I first met you, doing Speedstorm. But very quickly, you were one of the ones who really cleaned it up. Came out with, you know, the cam, the mic, did a really good job trying to make sure you got the good one. The camera really looks great. Is that your second camera?
It's my first camera.
Okay.
When I first started streaming, I did use a mic, right off the bat. I wasn't, but I still like would like talk and chat a little bit on like my keyboard. But I did use a mic, but I didn't have a cam. I was streaming without a cam for
Maybe it's the lighting.
2
I think I
months.
just remember you darker when you first started.
I was at another place that was a lot darker, yeah. But then I found some like software that like helped fix that up a little bit. And then in my last place, the room I was in didn't have like a ceiling light, so it had like a massive window, so like it was supposed to get its light from outside. But within the corner that I was in, and when I stream, it's not usually daytime for the most part. It would be just so dark you can barely see. Here, it was so weird. Yeah, it was really like an open concept room. The other side of the room was like it kind of like turned into the kitchen, and there's lights in there. So if I had all the kitchen lights on, you kind of get light as if it was like a room oval. But yeah, it was weird. I'm not a huge fan of that concept of that room, but that's okay. It wasn't my house.
You gotta
It was
start
just the place
somewhere.
it was just what I was renting. But the place I'm at now is honestly quite a bit nicer. The setup, I have a light directly above me that I usually turn off, but there's another light just a little bit to the side, so it has much better lighting. But I did get the cam like 2 months in. I didn't use the cam at first. I can't remember how I did it. It was Strongheart actually that convinced me to get the cam, if I remember correctly. I think I was doing a thing where like, hey, if I get this many subs, I'll get a cam, and then Strongheart made it happen. She's like, it's time
That's
to get
how a
your
lot
cam.
of us got a lot of things if we're not lying. But yeah, that's amazing. And like I said, it was pretty evident earlier on that you were serious about it. So you got the Discord, like I said, you got the cam and mic set up, you're playing other games, you're branching out. You are one of a very interesting case. We were talking last week with Cedric, with Zuzu, and with some of the other people that used to stream Speedstorm, and they said it's been hard branching out. Now, not only have you been able to stream other games and be successful at it, but also stream Speedstorm and stay very competitive about it. So how do you feel about that when you're not streaming Speedstorm, is the crowd different? Or you just see the same love from the community?
It's definitely less. Like I'm not going to get the random people that are looking for a Speedstorm stream,
Right.
which is definitely a large portion of my viewership. But I still have a lot of my regulars jumping in and watching me play games. Like I might not get quite as many people watching, but I can play any game, and I've always got people talking in chat, and it's a lot of fun. You know, some games people are going to be more interested in watching than others. But I feel like I can kind of stream anything and just still do what I want to do, which is just have fun and talk to people. That was the whole reason why I got into streaming in the first place, is to be able to play these games I want to play, but still feel like I'm socializing, you know?
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
kind of what gaming is for for me at least.
And like I said, when you have that support system, when, like you said, you know you can go on and there's going to be people there, you know what I mean? And they're going to be supportive of it. It gives you a little confidence, right? You get a little wind under your feet. And I know this year you did a subathon.
I did.
Tell me about that.
It was a lot of fun. I just kind of wanted to try it out. I was at a time where I had a few days while Taylor was gone. Taylor was with Freya, seeing some family back home, but I couldn't go. I can't quite remember what. Oh, I was still working, so I couldn't get the time off. I had just gotten that new job, the one I'm working still, and so I just wasn't able to get the time off to go. So she went back home, saw a lot of her family, my family, from the same little town in BC.
Oh, okay.
While she was gone, I was like, hey, you know what? Like I don't really have any like major responsibilities for these next few days. Let's just do something fun, you know? And if that means I'm gonna have a broken sleep schedule, now's the time to do it, you know? So let's just start it. Let's just do a trial run of a subathon, and I can't quite remember how long it went. I was trying to remember the other day, but I felt like it was right around the 24-hour mark, whether it was a little bit less or a little bit more, I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was a long stream. I was very tired by the end of it, but it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, that's longer you do. The longest one I did, it was like 13 and a half hours. But you learn a lot from it, because you have to keep going and filling that time, but at the same time you have to go to the bathroom, you have to eat food, you have to do all the regular stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it was a huge learning experience. I remember I started it off with like for $10 you can like get me to do like I think it was like for 1,000 biddies you can get me to do a bong hoot. I very quickly had to turn that off. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Because they kept coming and coming and coming and coming. I know.
It started off so chill, and then it wasn't chill. It was super not chill.
And then this guy Peter showed up, and he said, "Wait a minute, how many biddies?"
Pretty much. It got out of control really fast, and I was like, we have to double the price of this. Oh, we have to double the price again.
Right.
And then, but I've got a better idea of how I would go about doing that next time. I might do one again for my anniversary. We'll see. But that's kind of like in my mind as a possibility.
Yeah, there you go. Because I wanted to ask you, what are your plans for the future of the stream? We're starting a new year now. Like I said, 2023 was, I think you'll agree, a ridiculously amazing year. When we look back, all the big wins, all the fun stuff. Like I said, the Dunk Speedstorm Spectacular was definitely one of the all-time highs. I mean, Oktoberfest was crazy, but I remember, like I said, all the affiliate streams and all the, like I said, this when you had, you know, a bunch of your events. I love that you challenge your chat. You know what I mean? You say, look, if you guys want me to do this, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? But if you say that, a lot of times they do. They step up and they take it from it. I'm hyped for January. We're going to have so much fun in January, Zuzu. I have so many plans for January. I have to let Christmas have its thing. You know what I mean? You know how, like, with Thanksgiving, in America, we had this problem in the United States that Christmas kept encroaching on Thanksgiving. You Canadians do it right. You put Thanksgiving in October, so they don't They don't mesh, right? But here you have to let Thanksgiving have its thing before you get to Christmas. Now we have to let Christmas have its thing until we get to January, and that'll be ready for snacks. So many snacks.
That would be awesome.
I always thought like an eating challenge. You know what I mean? Like not that stuff that Dunk, because he almost killed himself, right? Like not that crazy stuff, but like an eating challenge stream would be fun. Did you ever think about like anything like IRL, like a cooking stream or something like that?
I haven't yet, but that would be interesting because I don't cook as often as Taylor does. He's a very good cook, but I love cooking. I worked as in a kitchen for a little while at one point.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
That's interesting.
Well, that specific job wasn't a lot of fun, but I learned a lot from it, and yeah.
For sure. Oh yeah.
I can cook some pretty mean meals every now and then.
Nice. I'd watch Crusher make some poutine. I'd be all for it.
Poutine's always good too. I can't say I've ever really made homemade poutine though.
It's the most Canadian food I know. I just spam the poutine.
No, that's a good choice. It's delicious. So good.
But yeah, and like I said, you mentioned the family, you mentioned Taylor, you mentioned Brett. Taylor have any interest in the stream?
No. Well, like she supports me streaming, but she doesn't want to be on camera.
Nothing to do with
it. Yeah, she's often in the chat, but never will talk in it. Just
I like
not her
that. So
thing.
she's she's listening, but she's not.
Yeah, she'll like hang out and check in every now and then and just kind of see what I'm doing, just check in.
Don't let chat pick your pizza toppings. Yeah, that was sad. Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
they
I don't
put
think I could
sardines and pineapple and everything all over his pizza. It was bad.
That's deadly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. Well, maybe if something fun, like having one like punishment thing, I think is always kind of fun.
Right.
You just gotta, but it's but getting chat to pick your pizza is definitely a punishment to yourself because it's not gonna be.
Yeah, we were thinking like those little jelly beans that taste like boogers, and he just went fish pizza. Like it was like Dunkin' Go Nuts.
Yeah, having some fun punishments to yourself for chat to get hyped about is, I think, fun. But picking your pizza is definitely a scary one. You're gonna end up with no sauce and only hot sauce or something,
No sauce and then all hot sauce, so it'd just be like Tabasco bread.
Yeah, it's one of those things that could happen in that situation.
But it
no
is.
Bread, only sauce.
It is, and we're all guilty of it. Like we challenge chat. Like I said, I have this 500 follower thing up, but we go in and we challenge chat. And we be like, hey, you want to do this? Let's do this. And they always come through for you. Like they always come through for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful what you say to them.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You can't. When I first made the 1,000 biddies makes me take a bong here. I didn't think that it was going to be like an insane thing, but things like that can get out of hand very quickly. Dunk did the same thing with drinks.
Yeah.
And he put it at a much higher. He's like, oh, no one's going to go that crazy with this.
Yeah.
But you give them the option.
And we know better because, like I said, one of our friends, me and Dunks, used to do tequila shot channel point redemptions. So you didn't even have to pay money. It was a channel point redemption to do a shot of tequila on Friday nights. You remember those? You remember those, Sparty? Tequila shots of Patron for a channel point redemption, and it would just. Now you would have the I remember you would have the problem before that when people would do this redemption, right, for the bong hit, right, you had to leave the room because you weren't allowed to smoke in your stream room. Now in the new space,
that's exactly it. Yeah.
In the new space, do you still have the same issue?
Same issue, because at the end of the day, I'm streaming inside the the house in kind of a somewhat communal area,
Okay.
and I just don't want any sort of smoke going on in an area where Freya's around and stuff like that. Plus, I've got a nice deck, you know.
Yeah.
I have all my bong stuff set up right there, right by the door. So I've got like a station. It's just like just my relaxed space anyway. So it's just kind of nice
Conrad's
to do
catnip
like
only so
that.
the cat even can't come out with you?
Conrad doesn't even want to come out. He just wants to lie on the back of my couch. He's as far as the cat goes, he's about as still as it gets. He just finds the comfiest space to lay down, and that's what he's doing.
Conrad's a cat. Is it the one pet you have? How many pets do you have? Just the one, or?
Just the one cat. Yeah, I'm actually, unfortunately, allergic to cats and dogs,
Okay.
and basically all types of fur. So I can't really have anything more than that. Even just Conrad can be tough sometimes, but we make do. You know, not having any pet
Right.
sounds just feels wrong, so I can't do that. I love having pets. I grew up with dogs my entire life.
Okay.
I didn't understand why I always had allergies, but when I moved away and didn't have pets, it all went away. And then whenever I'd go, like, I remember the very first time after I moved away, and like I had been away for like probably a few weeks. I went back to go like visit my family, and it was the first time I'd been like around dogs after not being around dogs for like first 3 weeks ever.
Right.
And my allergies went like insane. I was like, oh, I'm allergic to dogs, and like I didn't realize until like I was like 17.
No.
I'd been around having multiple dogs in my house my entire life.
You
It was
just thought this is how I feel.
I just thought I'm just always have a runny nose. You know, this is just how
This is normal.
life. Yeah, no one breathes through the nose. What do you mean? Didn't know any better, but yeah, that was a sad day learning that. But I still have a cat. I can't help myself. One cat's probably okay, right?
Sure. And they take care of themselves. They're pretty clean. They always have right. Zuzu has all the cats. So Zuzu has enough cats for everybody. We got two, but they're a brother and sister. So that's how they snagged us. Like, we got the sister, and they were like, you're gonna take him too, right? You can't split them up. Smarty loves cats.
I love cats too. I love cats. I love dogs. I just love pets. You know, they love you unconditionally, right? You can't help it but love them. But no more dogs for me. I've even tried like checking out like how I react with like hypoallergenic dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it helps
Right.
a lot, but it doesn't fix the problem. You still if I pet a hypoallergenic dog, I still usually get a little bit of hives.
Okay.
If they lick me or anything like that, I definitely get
hamster.
hives.
There you go. I was just thinking, my wife has that with hamsters. She had hamsters or guinea pigs when she was a kid, and they would make her hands break out. But she was like, why do I have a pet if I can't play with it? You know what I mean? She wanted to handle it. Like, that was always the thing.
Well, I like to cuddle pets, and I just deal with the ramifications afterwards.
There you go. I'll just take them out. It's been so much fun, Crusher. I'm having a great time. We're over an hour already. Are you enjoying yourself? How's it feel being on the Shore Show?
I'm having a great time, and I really do appreciate you bringing me on here. Just talking to people is kind of just what I like to do. That's why I spend all my time gaming. That's why, as much as I love gaming, it has to be a social thing for me to really get hooked. And it really, what it comes down to, I just like socializing. Any job I've worked is just me talking to people face to face. So being on here and just talking to you face to face just feels natural.
No, it is. It's a good time. And like I said, I always talked about it. It's what makes the community special. And like I said, as we've experienced before, when I met you guys, and like I said, what I call the Speedstorm community, a lot of it's branched out so many. Like, there were so many people. Lo-Fi is a great example. You know, when we had Lo-Fi, because like I met Lo-Fi, you know, at the same place at the Speedstorm Spectaculars every Saturdays. But I was like, when was the last time you played Speedstorm? And she like laughed, like it's been months. But then, like, you know, we're still friends, and Lo-Fi still, like, everybody in the community knows her. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like, the community stays together regardless of who's playing and who's not. A lot of the 100%. Old heads. A lot of the old heads.
We may have all met through Speedstorm one way or another, but I still am friends with so many people that just don't play Speedstorm anymore. Mm. And it's like that in lots of games. You know, you're going to meet someone in one game, but you're going to continue, like, you're going to be able to continue that relationship outside of Speedstorm, you know? Yeah. In this case. Or, like, I've met a lot of friends from League of Legends in the past, or World of Warcraft, and you carry on those friendships outside. Maybe not in every case, but, you know, in a lot of cases, that community just kind of grows with you, and that's the best part about gaming for me. It's the friends you made along the way.
The friends you made along the way. That's the best way to say it, Crusher. All right, I'm gonna move you down because it's time to play some marbles. Are you ready to play some marbles again? I'm running out of time, so we're gonna go here, and we're gonna move. What is the best way to do this? Let's see. Tricky. More. Good enough. And then this. There you go, Crusher. Come sit on my lap. Or it looks like I'm sitting on your lap.
I think I'm giving you a shoulder ride.
There you go. That
Freya
works.
loves these.
Fell right off the couch. I'm making him sit on the floor so we can play marbles. Because this is the fun one. This is the one, like I told you, I love that you're always game to try fun stuff with the chat. Fun little games and stuff like that to get people interested. So what we do at the end of the Shore Show every week is we play one game only of marbles. There we go. I got it pulled up. Good. I was like a little mouse being a premature little dude. How much did Freya weigh when she was born? How much did she weigh when she was born?
That's a great question. I have a really good memory and numbers I'm fantastic with, so I definitely know this. Let me just talk to Taylor real quick.
Phone a friend.
Unrelated
Phone a friend.
matter. Actually, Freya and Taylor's actually with Freya upstairs right now.
Nice. Are you gonna get yelled at for not knowing?
Come up there. Maybe. I might. I'm definitely supposed to know, but I'm really bad with that kind of stuff. But she knows that I'm really bad with that kind of stuff. I actually would be really surprised if she thought I knew it.
Right. That memory thing again.
Yeah, I don't have the greatest memory. I don't know. I can't think of any reasons why, but it's just...
Can't think of many reasons. All right, so here we go.
No,
we're going to do...
Can't think of one.
Something simple, something fun. Love is in the air. All right, so the way this is... Taylor's going to crush the Crusher. Look out. The way we do this, guys, at the end of the Shore Show, we do a marbles race. One race and one race only. And the winner of the marbles race gets free Shore House swag. I've been doing shornaments. The shornaments are still coming in. I ordered Johnny's today. It said it would be in by the 18th. So, shornaments, you can still get your shornament before Christmas over in the Shore store. But whoever wins this match is going to get a free shornament, courtesy of Janu. For the holidays. Do you got the tree up yet, Crusher?
We don't have it up yet, but we just it just came in. We ordered a new tree.
You got a new tree?
It came in literally yesterday.
Nice. We got a new tree this year too. I got to take the old one to work. I was a big hero. I was like, "Here's a free tree." They were like, "Really?"
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, we just got a new one. We got a black tree. We decided that we're doing that, so that'll be fun.
You got a what? Say this again.
It's a black tree, and so instead of green, it's black. So that'll be fun to decorate.
Look at Keltran coming in with the 20 months. Thank you so much.
20. Keltran 437 subscribed to your channel for 20 months.
20-month streak. See what happens. I told you it sneaks up on you. 20 months. Now I feel old. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Keltran's getting a snowflake. Zuzu. Gifted one to Fluffy. You guys are going to start a hype train. Are you guys going to start a hype train? That's crazy. All right, guys. Jump in the dojo. Exclamation point play. We're close. I don't get to get in once, but you guys get. So this is what I'm doing. Thank you, guys. This is what I'm doing for December. Every single donation, no matter how big or how small, in any form, gets a snowflake. And then I hang the snowflakes up on the wall, and that's how we're going to dedicate the Shore House. So Zuzu for that gifted sub in there, and Keltran for that 20-month. They both get snowflakes. Now, what makes it really fun is for those special donators that get on Janu's nice list by donating $25 or more. They get a stocking, and I already got 2 stockings up. It's so much fun. With these stockings, I took puffy paint and wrote their names on it. So there you go. One for Zuzu and one for Keltran. 20 months. 20 months, guys. Get in the race. Exclamation point play. This is it. This is the one race. The one race is only. Tripods in there. Tripods, I want another Shornament. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Everybody who donates gets a snowflake. We got to decorate the Shore House. And thank you, Zuzu, for that gifted one over to Fluffy. Now Fluffy can do all the fun ornaments. Exclamation point play, guys. Get in the race. Why are you all over there? Why do I feel like I'm way off? I see everybody. There we go. Now I see everybody. Crusher, Keltran, Dunk, Johnny, Sheep, Jedi Gothic, the birthday boy. All right, guys, let's go. I got to get it in here. So we got 20 viewers. We got 10 in the chat. I'm going to start it soon. Last chance, guys. Exclamation point play. Get in that race. And win yourself a Shore House Shornament for the Christmas tree.
The Shornament and the stockings, that's an awesome idea. That's really cool.
Oh, thanks. I
love the Christmas spirit.
It's fun.
I love Christmas in general. I think it's just a fun season.
I get sentimental. I like all the fun stuff.
Yeah, I get that. Christmas is always like just that time of year where you can get the whole family together, and growing up, you get to open the presents, and you get the awesome food, and it's all that quality family time. And everyone's got their own little fun Christmas traditions.
Mm-hmm.
A fun Christmas tradition that we always did growing up, and it was me, my 2 brothers, and I have a sister as well. But what we would do is we would have, we called it the Christmas pickle. And what it was, it's like this little Christmas pickle ornament that goes on the tree, but it's tiny, and our parents would hide it on the tree, and then Christmas morning, the first thing that we would do is we would all hunt for the Christmas pickle. You have to like find it on the tree, like hidden among all the ornaments, this tiny little pickle.
Hunt for the Christmas pickle.
Yeah, and whoever found it would there was like a specific gift that would go with it. It was like chocolates or something, and it's like a hide and seek game, kind of like reminiscent of like almost like an Easter tradition of some sort. And we just always did this. I don't know why it started, how it started.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Zuzu, for saying what you needed to say. Holy smokes, yeah. Hide the pickle's something different in Jersey, Crusher, but I like your story. It's a lot cuter.
It's a different pickle story, But there's the Christmas pickle, and that was just a fun game that we played. We did it every single year growing up. Who doesn't want to play a hide and seek game, right? It was the same idea as like Easter and Easter egg hunts.
Where you're doing Easter eggs, but you're hiding the pickle.
Exactly. This one's just more of a competition of the 4 kids trying to find
awesome.
the one ornament,
And down the big slide. It's going to be Mickey M with the big finish. Congratulations, Mickey. Find the Christmas pickle. Sounds like Chris Hansen about to show up. I love it. That's awesome. But yeah, fun little Christmas traditions. There you go.
I'm sure
Congratulations,
there's
Mickey.
so many of them out there, you know?
Let's see those Mickeys in the chat.
Lots of families probably have their own random traditions that they do, but
you know what? This is a fun one. You'll appreciate this one, Crusher, because when I was a kid, we'll do it, right? When I was a kid in Christmas, right? It was like Dad would come home from work, grab the Christmas tree at a gas station for $10, go home. Mom would, decorate it, throw the kids into bed real fast, and then they would just dump Christmas everywhere while we were asleep, right? But the rule was you couldn't wake up until, right? So we needed to know when Santa was done. So we knew when Santa was done because we would smell the incense. Like when Santa left all his presents and everything was all set up, upstairs in the bedroom, we would smell. Santa would burn the special incense. It was a specific kind, and it was only during Christmas. Years later, like we found out that it was because after Christmas was all set up and everything was all ready and the milk and cookies were all out, then my dad treated himself and he lit a little Christmas incense so we wouldn't smell it.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that. That's good.
So yeah, it's the pine incense that always makes me think of Santa and Christmas and good times when you're a kid and all that fun stuff. You think back and your parents were just trying to make the best of it, just like you are now.
100%.
And you got a lot of great Christmases coming up with Freya and everybody, and it's a wonderful family. I'm excited about this year, all the good things.
Me too. This is gonna be Freya was around last Christmas, but she was way too young. She
Right.
wasn't even a year old by the time Christmas happened. This year, she's got, she's almost 2. She's got all those motor skills. She can run around. She can open up doors. She can actually open up her. If we have her in a room where it's all kind of baby proofed, she can just open the door and leave now.
Nice.
And as of a few days ago, apparently she can open up the baby gate. I haven't seen that yet, but I've been told.
She's getting smart.
Which basically means, yeah, she's getting pretty darn smart. Which means that we can't really just put her in a safe area. She can kind of just go wherever she wants. There's no way of stopping it. This is going to be her first Christmas where she's actually going to be opening gifts and stuff. So we'll have to see how well her attention span holds. But that's going to be really exciting. It's almost more exciting for me and Taylor than it is for Freya, because she won't remember it, but
she'll have the video.
It'll still be a lot of fun. Exactly. Something really fun to look forward to.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out, and thank you guys. I appreciate all the hype. Zuzu, Keltran, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had an awesome time. I really appreciate you bringing me on here. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, thank you again.
Absolutely, bud. I'm looking out, and I'm seeing who's out there. Our buddies out there. Lo-Fi's out there. I know she said Eelnats was going on the stream tonight. Paulie's out there doing Disney Speedstorm. Cookie's out there doing Dead by Daylight. Everybody's got stuff going on. Fortnite's been insane. Even Call of Duty's got zombies now. Everybody's going nuts. It's a good time for gaming.
It is, yeah. Lots of big games have come out, or people are still playing. Disney Speedstorm, obviously, in my community, is still really big, but
right, because you just got frozen.
Yep. But I have a lot of friends that are playing Call of Duty. That game just came out. A lot of people are really excited about that. A lot of games.